First question is from Rebecca Paul. Rebecca, where are you?
Yes, my question is that I have been deeply saddened by the way we have been represented so far. And so I want to know from both candidates, what are you going to do to change the way the 18th district, the people of the 18th district are represented? And how are you planning to keep in contact, with your constituents?
Let's go in rotating order. Bob, you start this one.
Okay. Thanks for the question. And I'm going to make it a two-part question for you, because I think the whole legislative process in Washington, D.C. is broken from that aspect. And obviously, our current congressman, I don't think, has done a very good job representing the interests of the people of the 18th district in Ohio. And so I want to say the part that's broken is how they've been doing the legislative process. It hasn't been a transparent, open process. The committees haven't been able to function, and it's all top-driven down from leadership, and it's their agenda. They put many pages of amendments on the bills during the night, pass it out during the night. Nobody's had a chance to read it or know what's in it. I was just appalled when the Speaker Pelosi said we got to pass the health care bill to find out what's in it. I can't believe anybody would say anything like that. And I can go on later on, talk about the legislative process, how it's corrupt in Washington, D.C., and how it's totally broken. Now, your second part of the question, I think, you asked how if I had the privilege to represent you in Washington, how would I do it differently? And I guess what I'd tell you is how I've done it in nearly 8 years now in the Ohio legislature. I've held town meetings over the years. I've never turned down a meeting with any entity or any group or any person for that matter. My phone numbers, my home phone, my cell phone, and my office phone in Columbus are public information. People call me, I do answer my phone, unlike some of my colleagues. So I'm very been open. I think it's just my background as being a farmer and small businessman. I'm just an open type person, and I have no problem. I really enjoy getting out and meeting with the constituents and hearing about it. One thing that's been really rewarding to me as a legislator, and I didn't really think about it at first when I first got elected in 2003, is constituent work. And it's been rewarding because there's been times I've been able to help individual families or individuals and also businesses solve the red tape in Columbus and get through some red tape and actually save some jobs or fix something that's broken because of bureaucracy, even in Columbus, and of course it's worse in Washington. So that's been rewarding for me to do that. And so I enjoy getting out and meeting with the people and holding town hall meetings and coming to your functions. Thanks for the question.
Lindsey?
Yes, ma'am. What I would do differently to represent the people of this district is, number one, I would follow the U.S. Constitution. And I would make sure that when I meet with people, and I would meet with people as often as possible, I believe in face-to-face. Anybody who has come to know me during this campaign, they'll call me up, want me to call them back. I'd rather drive down and talk to them. And I've done that a lot. I believe in the face-to-face things, town hall meetings, where there's no limit as to what you can ask or the responses that one can give. And the important thing about that is that the standard operating procedure for U.S. Congress is generally nowadays, and has been for many years, is to come out and say, what is it we can do for you in Washington, D.C.? And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell everybody up front, if you want goodies from Washington, D.C., you got the wrong guy, because I don't believe in earmarks. I don't believe in wasting your tax dollars. I believe in telling you that if you have an idea that you want to come and discuss with me and you think that the federal government ought to do this or ought to do that, this is where our conversation would lead. I would tell you that whether it is or is not constitutional, and if it's not, that's not the end of the road for you, because you have a state and you have legislators in the state. And you take those ideas that you have and those concerns that you have that I can't even address at the federal level, and I will guide you in that direction. I will ask you to please go to your state representative or even your local representative. But Washington, D.C. is not about, it's not supposed to be fixing potholes, except for the ones that they've put in the Constitution. And what I would like to do is get out in this community as much as I can. I told my wife, I said, if I get elected, When, you know, I told the kids when Daddy comes home, like, you better say hi when he comes through the door, because I've got 16 counties I've got to go to, and I've got people that I need to talk to. I've been limited because I've got a very limited campaign here, but I've tried, and I've gotten out and spoken to a lot of people. And inevitably, we get down to the nitty-gritty. We get right down to the nitty-gritty. An interesting thing to me is, am I out of time yet? A minute? Okay. The interesting thing to me is this: there is a change happening in the United States of America right now. I went online the other day because I was trying to make a little video, and I wanted just a picture of the U.S. Constitution. So I went to the website, and I found out that that website, since April, has had 18 million hits. That gives me encouragement for our country, not for me as a candidate, but for our country. And when people start understanding what the Constitution's all about, and the fact that we're supposed to be principles-based, and they're actually getting into it now and reading it because they see our country's falling apart, then it's easy for me to respond to these questions. And a lot of these questions wouldn't even come up. They would know that the federal government has no business doing that.